How would you describe your term since then to now? How have you found being the executive director of KCCA?
I think let me paint for you an image as a woman and a mother. When you have just conceived, the body fights to reject the child that you have received in the body. But after first month, second month, 3 months, the child
Settles in and you become one.
and then fourth month completely settles in. I've done my 4th year, and the child is settled in the city and feels the city, feels the people, understands the terrain, the scope, the work, the challenges and how to resolve them, the team. Yeah, so we are at a very good place in terms of administration of the city. Of course, as a city, we have a huge administration. We start with the central government. We have the 2 ministers there. Then we have the Lord Mayor and 6 division mayors.
Each one with a council.
Each one with a council. When you add all our councils together, we have 457 councillors. That's an army, it's a whole parliament. Our parliament has over 500.
530.
Kampala city alone has over 457 councillors. That's where our policies, our budget is approved.
I want to take you a little back. I've seen pregnant mothers.
Yes.
And the analogy you have given.
Yes.
Can one take it that the experience they face of the 3 months,
Yes.
you faced something like that?
Absolutely,
when you had
yes.
just come?
Absolutely, yes.
Kindly break it down.
Let me put it this way. If you take the womb as the city and the child as the new ED, the office, it is like the city is trying to say, is she behaving like ED? Because there's always a reference. I remember when President Museveni had just come into power, we used to say, is he like the other one, you know? So, yeah, feeling the terrain, because you have to be you. You cannot be another person. You have to wear the shoes that fit on you. And some people can look at you and say, she should be like this, or she should be like this. And also you say, I need to be like this. Yeah, so you experience that kind of turbulence. But after a while, you just know this is human nature, and I have to be who I am.
What mostly gave you a hard time in the 4 years, in the first 3 months of the pregnancy?
In the first 3 months of the pregnancy,
Yes.
I remember one particular counsellor told me, do you want to know?
Please tell us.
Yeah, tuwe kumasape. Idi, olina okubeera n'amasape. I'm not like that, you see. Even if I try, I would fall flat on the ground. And then the other thing is going to council and the expectations there and the attacks of the councillors about things you've done or not done. That was foreign. That was hard. But I overcame it, relating with the Lord Mayor and the division mayors. You know, the City Executive Council Committee, which is the cabinet of the Lord Mayor, meeting with them regularly. All those were new terrain.
And that brings me to something.
Yes.
Some time back, every time we would come here with cameras, actually, not more than 2 months, in an interval of 2 months or something, we would run here for a scandal
Yes.
between the technical wing and the political wing.
Yes. Maybe not as
After some time, we would run here, we would send a reporter here. There is a scuffle at KCCA.
Yeah.
And commonly it was between the political wing and the pooling of callers between the two teams was just too much.
Expectations.
What kind of magic did you come in with?
I don't know whether I would call it magic, but we've taken advantage of the law. The law has a provision for us to interact with the political side regularly. It's called the City Executive Committee, which is chaired by the Lord Mayor, which I call his cabinet. The Lord Mayor meets with his cabinet, and the ED interacts together with the directors. Some directors are according to the agenda of the day in that committee, so that we sort out issues before they go to council. Sometimes, most of the time, we've sorted them out quite to a certain degree. Sometimes we don't agree, and it goes to council and is chaotic. But we try as much as possible, because council is not for the executive director. Council is for the Lord Mayor, it is for the Speaker, it is their terrain. So for me, chewing through things is at the cabinet level of the Lord Mayor. So we try to use those structures very much. We also try to interact with the divisions through our town clerks. Their councils are working very efficiently. With the ministers, we have top management committee, which meets regularly. So I think skirmishes and scuffles and misunderstandings come because we don't talk. It doesn't mean that we have completely resolved it, but they are minimized.
You have some structural disagreements,
Yes.
but and you explain well that actually you have tried to handle in the structures.
Yeah.
But don't you think it takes some personal attributes, issues to do with character? And personally, how have you handled it?
Not so much character, but personality.
Yes.
You see, as persons, we have different ways of dealing with things. Some people boil at room temperature. I've heard of that phrase. Some people are peace lovers, and some people are always looking for resolving conflicts. I think I'm one of those. I always ask what is going on and how can we resolve it. Not every conflict can be managed, but people want to know that they've been validated, they've been heard, they've been seen.
You deny them that?
They will fight you forever. They'll fight you forever. And let me tell you about human nature, about people who work together. We are all looking for advantage of some kind. We are all looking for benefit. If I keep denying you of that benefit, you'll fight me. So if there is something within the structure, within the law, within the community, within the business you're transacting together that gives you a benefit and gives me a benefit, let's avail that benefit to each other so that we can work together. We are here for a very, very short time. Our administration is for so many years, and then younger people will come and take over. And it doesn't pay to live a life of strife every single day of your life.
So I'll go direct. How have you found working with the Lord Mayor? Because the same Lord Mayor that your predecessors had issues with is the very one you're working with.
Years ago, when I was appointed, everybody feared for my life because of the Lord Mayor. They thought I wouldn't survive a day with the reputation the Lord Mayor had of always bombarding people and being loud on media. So I made it a point very early in my tenure to meet with him. Actually, I think 3 days after I'd sworn in, I made an appointment to go and meet with him. And the person I met was so different from the person I'd been seeing on media. He was cordial. He was cracking jokes around law because he's a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. We had so much common ground on that. And generally, we had a cordial relation, our first meeting. So it reduced my tension. It reduced my apprehension.
And changed your expectations.
And changed my expectations. So I drew up a structure with my team on how to continue working with the Lord Mayor in structured meetings together with this cabinet. And I think to a great extent that has assisted us to talk. We talk very hard at each other. We argue a lot, but it is not in the open. We argue in his cabinet, and we try to resolve issues. But recently, I think you must have seen the big skirmishes around casual workers, the riots which were
We'll talk about them. You see, like you said, on arrival, there were expectations that everybody threw at you, telling you, warning you, and the expectations were that because of the previous kind of times.
It's true.
I deal with politicians in our works, plus the public. Now, we are just taking the advantage of this moment to clear the air.
Yes.
The word out there, Balia Bona.
Yes. Oh, Bambi.
The word there is that you and the Lord Mayor agreed on some sharing and things like that.
Okay.
That's why we no longer have scandals in KCC.
The law, the payroll assigns a salary to the ED. It assigns a salary to the Lord Mayor. Let me say to the political side. Yes. Well, like I told you, we have 457. That's a very, very big budget. And the technical side has its own budget. Do they get paid their money? Absolutely, 100%. Do we receive ours? 100%. Now, Balia Bona, I don't know what it means beyond that. Even if you brought the Lord Mayor here, he would tell you the thing. We are very, very passionate. I think I would say so, both of us are very passionate about doing things right and putting down systems that would outlive us. We try to go through these, the ordinances we are drawing, the regulations, the harmonization of things that are troubling us. I think that's what has helped a lot. And it's not him only, his cabinet, beyond cabinet. We meet in my office, we tackle through these things, we talk through them. We have opportunity for really chewing over. It's not just about money. You know, you don't get on in life just...
It's a public misunderstanding.
Oh, I didn't know, by the way, that it was there, that perception is there. But I think they've been misdirected. It's nothing like that at all.